What's up, guys? Keyshawn here, back at you with another part to an Ultimate Universe video. This will be part 2 of what if Hinata was the reincarnation of Kaguya and a young Derry. Now, due to like 2 months of not doing this video, I thought about redoing it, making a part 2 for it, making it much longer so y'all guys can enjoy this video. And I will be making a reboot of what if I was an SCP Foundation. I kind of wanted to do a reboot on that, so I would do a part 1 and 2 for that one too, so I can get a reboot on that, and that will be pretty much it for the videos for today. But I will be trying to get back to do my YouTube videos and stuff, but it's just been a lot of stuff in my hands, a lot of problems, a lot of casualties, but I will be trying to get back to the videos. But anywho, let's get to this. If you haven't watched part 1, please watch part 1 so you can understand what's part 2 of this. But other than that, let's get started. So where we last up, pretty much Hinata has pretty much dispatched the guys on the bridge, which Naruto threw himself in to pretty much take the blunt damage for Sasuke, but not dead, but passed out. Which pretty much Sasuke unlocked his 2-Tomoe Sharingan and pretty much dealt with the guys too, and Kakashi as well. Which pretty much the bridge will be named the Great Hinata Bridge instead of the Great Naruto Bridge. After that, they went back to the Leaf Village to pretty much rest up and stuff and all that. And let's pretty much get to the new parts. Now, pretty much, this is where Hinata is in the hospital with Naruto, pretty much looking at him and pretty much worrying about him quite dearly, which Naruto opens up his eyes, which Hinata is pretty much smiling and saying, Naruto, you're finally awake, which Naruto looks at her, smiles and says, yeah, I'm fine, which pretty much she is hugging him and quite excited that he's alive. This is where they look at each other very contentedly and start blushing and looking away. Which, this is where Kakashi comes in and Sasuke comes in. I'm glad that Naruto's is alright. Now, we're going to say a couple days later, this is where Kakashi asks Sasuke and Naruto and Hinata will they like to do the Chunin exams to become a Jonin, which Naruto of course says yes because he wants to reach up to be Hokage, which Sasuke says yeah so he can get stronger and also to kill Itachi, and Hinata's just saying yes because of Naruto. She really doesn't care about anything. She doesn't even care about becoming a leader of the Hyuga branch. But she just says yeah for Naruto's sake, to watch over him. Now, after that, Kakashi gives the first test to ask about the first test, or the first thing, which they complete and they pass and they reach the next part. This is where they start going, and this is where all the teams are waiting there. Pretty much look at each other's stuff, and this is where Rock Lee wouldn't really challenge Sasuke to a fight. Well, actually, yeah, this is where he would challenge Sasuke to a fight, but not for like to prove his strength to Sakura, but really just to fight the strongest opponents to get stronger and to see if he's strong enough. Which of course Sasuke would say no, but Rock Lee said that he can use any of his genjutsus and stuff, which this is where Sasuke says if you ask for it, you get it, and he pretty much does it. This is where Naruto, of course, will want to fight with Rock Lee, because Sasuke is fighting with him, and pretty much momentarily will lose, just like the original canon. This is where Hinata will get pissed off and pretty much smack Rock Lee to the face and sending him flying to the wall very hard for hurting Naruto, saying, Naruto-kun, are you alright? Which, this is where... Well, hold on. Naruto-kun, are you alright? Which, pretty much, this is where Naruto will pretty much cough a little dust and says, yeah, I'm alright. Which, this is where Hinata is smiling and glad that Naruto is not any fractured or hurt or injured. And pretty much she checked on Sasuke too, which Sasuke is alright too. But Sasuke is a little bit pissed off because he got his ass whooped by Rock Lee a little bit. And Naruto too. This is where Neji pretty much get Rock Lee out the wall. Pretty much saying, Neji, I told you not to fight Sasuke and Naruto. Because they're with my sister. Now, this is where Hinata looks at looks at Neji and with an anger look, which Neji is sweating in a little fear. And, well, I couldn't say a little fear, I say a lot of fear. And he pretty much says to Neji, saying, "You better get your dogs to stop stacking my team members," which pretty much she grabs Sasuke and Naruto and start going, which Neji pretty much don't say anything back because he knows if he talks back, he's going to die. But anyways, after that, this is where we get to the test part, and Naruto is having a struggle just as original in canon, but he doesn't ask for help from Hinata or anyone, and he just do the same thing, basically not filling in none of the papers at all, which 13 passes. Now, this is where we get to the next part, and this is going to be the Force of Death arc. Now, everything happens the same, and Naruto is not 100% dumb, so he knows what to really do. They have to get the scroll, and they pretty much start going. This is where Naruto gets the scroll, well, plans something out a little bit smart, which Sasuke agrees with him, and they grab the scroll and they start heading for it. This is where, of course, Naruto has to use the bathroom, and he goes to the bathroom. Now, as he's going to the bathroom, this is where he gets attacked by the snake, and Hinata's pretty much with Sasuke. Now, of course, this is where Orochimaru comes in and start attacking Sasuke and Hinata. Now, this is where Hinata's getting pissed off, and she is getting more furious and furious, because Orochimaru says something about Naruto getting eaten up by a snake, which there's one thing you should never piss off: a god and a reincarnation of a god. And this is where Orochimaru will be pretty much getting collapsed, you could say. Now, this is where Orochimaru is fighting with, Sasuke and Hinata, but Hinata is not playing around with Orochimaru. She begins to start getting real furious and changing the whole atmosphere around them. And she changed it into one of the lava places, which Sasuke is confused at what the hell happening and saying, "Is she doing this?" Which Hinata begins to start saying, "For that I will kill you for what you said." It begins to use the lava to grab Orochimaru, which Orochimaru doesn't know what the hell is going on, and he is shocked. And he gets grabbed by the lava and begins to start getting melted apart, which Orochimaru starts screaming in agonizing pain. This is where Hinata also switches up again into the iceberg and begins to freeze Orochimaru in ice, like solid ice, like she did, just like Kaguya did with Sasuke and Naruto in that fight. She frees Orochimaru in layers of ice, which he can't even move, but he's slowly dying. And this is where she's switching into the desert, and Orochimaru is losing chakra at the same time, except for Sasuke because he's not getting affected because she's focusing all her power on purely Orochimaru. Now this is where she switches back again, and they're back at their playing place, and Sasuke is confused of what the hell is going on and how is she doing this. Which Orochimaru, he can't do anything. He's completely out of chakra and in fear because he realized this is the part where he's going to die. This is where Orochimaru is about to try to get out until Naruto comes in, kicking Orochimaru in the face and asking Hinata if she's alright, and also Sasuke, which Sasuke says they're both alright, and Orochimaru is quite scared and fear. Now, this is where Orochimaru says now is his chance, and he pretty much goes in for the bite in the neck on Sasuke, which he gets him, but he dies because Hinata pretty much sealed the deal. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a little different in the altar of the history of Naruto, of the canon Naruto. As Orochimaru is dying, he's pretty much laughing, saying, "You will be the new one to take over everything, Sasuke. You are solely my new one, the new Kagi of the Sound Village," and dies off. Now, this is where Sasuke doesn't know what the hell does he mean, but I explain what the hell did Orochimaru just said to Sasuke. Basically, Orochimaru wanted to find a disciple or a person to take over the Sound Village and to be his new, you could say, self. Not to kind of as not as the pretty much to, how can I say this? Not as to pretty much have a new body, but to find a new cypher, and that new cypher will continue the plan to create the perfect body and stuff. But not as to create the perfect body and stuff, but to create the ultimate thing with all the kinky kick eyes and everything. Which Orochimaru already went around the world and collected everything. He just needs the final blood, which is Sasuke. Which Sasuke is the perfect thing to pretty much become the next step, to pretty much create the body for Orochimaru to come back to life. So Orochimaru dies, and Sasuke is pretty much the new Hokage, or the new Kage from the sound, which he doesn't know of. But he pretty much passes out. Sasuke passes out, and Orochimaru is dead. This is where Kaguya pretty much says good riddance and takes Naruto and Sasuke, and it begins to start going. This is where Sasuke begins to get a break, and Naruto begins to say that he's gonna watch, but Hinata says she's got it. Now, this is where Naruto is pretty much relaxing and pretty much going into deep meditation, and this is where Naruto meets Kurama. And Kurama and Naruto begins to have their talk. Now, this is where Orochimaru subordinates will come and try to get Sasuke to get him. But Hinata already dealt with them and killed them much quicker. So they're not going to really do anything or hurt anyone. This is where Naruto is talking to Kurama. And Kurama begins to explain to Naruto that he needs to be careful of Hinata. She's the reincarnation of Kaguya. And trying to hurry up and speak. Trying to tell him the truth. Which Naruto doesn't understand what Kurama's talking about, because he's too much in a little bit of fear of Kurama, but also confused of what the hell he's talking about in Hinata, Kaguya, who the hell, which Kurama's trying to explain it to him, but it's already too late. Hinata already kicks Naruto out the seal, and Naruto wakes back up, which Hinata asks if he's alright, which Naruto says yeah, and he's still confused of Kaguya and what, but they continue going. Now, as they're going, this is where everything happens again at the whole, the test battle, or the Chunin exam battle. And all the fights happen the same, except for Neji and Hinata. That fight goes different, because Neji will get his ass clapped by Hinata, since she's the reincarnation of Kaguya, and she already understands all her power. And especially when she gets really mad, she can go in kill mode to switch every dimensional plane into the ice and desert and shit. So yeah, pretty much Neji just got clapped. Now after that, this is where they get their 2 weeks of training, and they start training. Now as they're training, they're pretty much evolving their skills and stuff, and understanding techniques. Sasuke goes to Kakashi, pretty much gets training in, while Naruto pretty much is about to try to get training from Kakashi, but he doesn't have a Sharingan, so pretty much this is where he goes to Hiruzen, which Hiruzen says to him to go to the dryer and get his training in. Now, this is where Naruto goes to look for Jiraiya, and this is where he finds Jiraiya looking in the bathtub, which he says, that must be him. Now, this is where Naruto meets with Jiraiya, and pretty much they have a good conversation, and Jiraiya pretty much gives him the training thing, saying if he can find him, then he will be his trainer, which that happens all the same, and Naruto begins to start getting trained by Jiraiya. Now, everything happens as the same, so we're not going to go in detail of did he learn anything new. No, everything goes as the same as Naruto can. But he does learn how to do the flying. He does learn a little bit of the technique of the flying Raiji. Not completing it, but understanding the little bit of the formations of the flying Raiji. Now, this is where Naruto is at the hotel, pretty much waiting, pretty much chilling until he gets a knock at the door. Now, this is where Naruto, opens up the door, and he sees Itachi and Kisame. Now, this is where he says, "Who the hell are y'all?" Which Itachi says to come with us, Naruto Uzumaki. Which this is where Naruto says no, and Kisame pretty much grabs Naruto by the throat and slams him by the wall. Now, Hinata can sense. Hinata is pretty much can sense when Naruto is hurt and stuff, because I'm just gonna say she has that special bond with Naruto a little bit. So she pretty much realized there's something wrong and begins to start teleporting. And this is where she teleported behind Kisame. And Kisame says, huh, what's wrong? What's wrong, kid? Can't breathe? Which this is where Hinata has an angry face. Before Itachi and Kisame can even realize, Hinata already stabbed Kisame in the back of his stomach. Now, this is where Kisame begins to start crumbling and just fading into dust, which Naruto can see what the hell just happened and realize that Hinata just killed one of them. Now, this is where Hinata looks at Itachi and says, "You dare hurt my Naruto-kun?" Which, this is where Itachi realized that this girl is a bigger threat and he can sense the chakra and the blood loss going crazy. This is where he used his Amaterasu, but that does have no effect on her whatsoever. And she begins to start coming closer to him. This is where Itachi uses his Amaterasu again to try to cover his tracks and get the fuck out of there. So before Sasuke came to try to fight Itachi, he's already long gone because Kisame's dead. Now, this is where Itachi runs off and pretty much reports goes to the Akatsuki, pretty much reporting about to go to report to the Akatsuki until pretty much Hinata appears right in front of Itachi and pretty much kills off Itachi. Now I know what you're thinking. Kills off Itachi? What do you mean? Like, she just killed him off that easily? Without Itachi backing away and stuff? Yes, she pretty much kills him off. Now, before he dies, she pretty much takes his eyes and says she will be taking these and pretty much stores them away in a pocket dimension where they won't go old or anything, but perfectly fine. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Shishan and Chia, how the fuck is this possible? And how the fuck can Hinata knows how to take the eyes and save them for good use? Trust me, it's all going to be part of the plot later on. But pretty much after that, this is where Sasuke begins to ask if Naruto's alright, which this is where Naruto says he's alright, and asks where's Hinata, which Hinata appears back and asks if Naruto's alright, which Naruto smiles and says he's alright. But he want to make sure she's alright, which she perfectly says she's fine. Now, after that, this is where Jiraiya comes in and talked about the Akatsuki attack. Akatsuki talking about trying to capture Naruto, which now Hiruzen is on full alert now and want to make sure that he's going to continue the Chunin exam, but he want to make sure that everything else is all set and all good. Which everything is all good. Now, after that, this is where we're going to get to the part 2 of the Chunin exams, and everything pretty much happens the same again, but except for Naruto's fighting Hinata. Now, that fight pretty much goes a little different, as Naruto pretty much tells Hinata to give him a good fight. Well, he pretty much doesn't want to hurt Hinata too hard, and Hinata doesn't want to hurt Naruto too hard. So they're pretty much creating clones. One's about to throw a punch but hesitate. The other one's try to go for a hit but they hesitate. So it's more like a hesitating battle of who's going to hit first. But this is where Hinata pretty much gives up. And this is where the leader of the Hyuga knows that Hinata has a crush on Naruto and likes him. And Naruto likes her too. So he doesn't even get mad about it. Some of the Hyugas do get mad, but they don't say anything about it because they know that Hinata can just kill everybody if she wanted. But pretty much everybody, not like some people are cheering on Naruto, some are not. Like some of the girls are cheering on Naruto because they know that Naruto wouldn't lay his hands on Hinata because he likes her, and some of the boys do it too. So they cheer on more or less. Now, the whole fight between Gaara and Sasuke happens the same, but instead of the whole Sand Village attacking, they didn't hear no report of Orochimaru initiating the attack, so Gaara pretty much just gives up and not fight pretty much Sasuke and not freak out. Well, he does freak out, but pretty much he got the bash. After that, pretty much the Chunin exam in. Naruto, he becomes a Jonin. Sasuke becomes Jonin, and Hinata comes Jonin, and Shikamaru becomes a Jonin, like the rest, so far so forth. Now this is part 2 of what if Hinata was the reincarnation of Kaguya and a young Derry. If you like, leave a like and comment. Get this up to like this 30 likes, because I know I haven't been really posting videos up like that, and this wasn't really a long video. But I'm Keyshawn Chiga. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.